Killer.
That was a trip when I came over to get your stuff. I don't know if I told you this, but there weren't any lights on, so the guy had to escort me in to get your stuff, and all he had was a flashlight. So it was completely fucking dark. But every once in a while, while he's going through the, he's waving the flashlight back and forth, he's hitting these spots of blood here and here. It's like something out of Alpha's pitch box. Did you do this one?
Big old blood spot right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you're like, what time of day is it?
This is at nighttime at 12 o'clock midnight.
Damn.
I mean 4 o'clock in the morning.
4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I came out of the house
Okay.
like this. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I was going to go use the bathroom, and I walked out about like this, and I was still kind of asleep, and then I looked up, and the bear was standing right there.
Where?
Right where the hose is.
Okay.
Right, about right there.
Yeah.
And so I yelled, "Hey, get out here!"
Yeah.
And then he started to come towards me.
Yeah.
I found out it was a female.
Yeah.
She started to come towards me. So I had a big planter
Yeah.
right here filled with dirt. And I picked it up like this,
Yeah.
and when she got about right here, I went wham! Hit her in the head with it, yeah. And it fell apart. That's what all that dirt's from.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I had the 2 plastic pieces left in my hand.
Yeah.
And I tried to hit it again.
Yeah.
And then that's when all of a sudden it got me down here.
Yeah.
You see,
So it jumped on top of you.
Yeah.
And knocked you down.
Yeah, it knocked me down. I got a big.
Oh,
old
damn.
bruise.
Yeah, big ass bruise.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I fell down.
All right.
And then.
So he fell down on that side, and then she's on top of you.
Yeah, she's on top of me. I fall back like this.
Yeah.
And you can see all the blood on the ground. And
Yeah.
now she's on top of me.
Yeah.
And so my first instinct, I punched her. I said, "Bam!" I was trying for her nose.
Yeah.
I punched her like that, and I went with the other hand.
Yeah.
And that's when she locked in on it.
Damn.
There's the 2 teeth right there. It's right there. And then the other one is right here.
Yeah.
And now she had me locked.
Yeah.
And she was like right here. Her eyes were right here. And I thought I heard crunching.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she broke the bone.
Yeah.
And then I hit her. Like I said, I hit her.
Yeah.
And that's when she hit me.
With the other hand? Oh,
yeah,
damn. She went boom.
Yeah. And then she scratched me here.
Yeah.
And ripped me open.
Yeah.
And that's when I could feel the blood running down the side of my face. She did some up here too under my hairline,
Yeah.
And that's when I felt the blood, and at that moment, I said, "Man, I'm in trouble."
No shit.
So with all my might, I got my feet underneath her, and I pushed her back.
Yeah.
And she went back, and she was now back to just about where she started.
Yeah.
And I'm laying on the ground, and she's like right there. And she looks at me, and we lock eyes.
Yeah.
And I know she's coming again.
Yeah,
and it's like, man, I think I gotta kick her. Do whatever I gotta do.
Yeah.
Well, then all of a sudden, Benji, all this time Benji's barking and everything. Well, he's behind her, and he starts like nipping at her.
Yeah.
And she turns around. Then she turns around like this.
Yeah.
And swooshes at Benji.
Yeah.
And Benji runs around the table and back into the house.
Too fast for her.
Yeah, he's too fast. And as soon as he distracted her long enough, that was going on, I jumped to my feet and I ran in. And that's where all this blood is splashed up
Right.
the door. And as soon as I got inside, and I could feel her pushing up.
Damn! Was the door open? Was the door closed?
The door was open.
Okay, so you run in.
I ran in like that.
Okay.
And I ran in right after him. Turned around and pushed on the door. That's what all this blood is from.
That's a trip, man.
I pushed on the door like this, and I could feel her pushing up against the door, the pressure up against the door. And I yelled again, "Get out of here! Get out of here!" And then I said, "If she comes through the door, I need something."
Yeah.
So that's when I spun around.
Yeah.
I ran over here, and my sword was laying right here.
Yeah.
And hold on to that. And I pulled it out like this, and I stood here for a minute in case she came in. And then, like I said, I backed over here.
Yeah.
I came over here.
Right.
And then I got my keys were like right here to my van.
Yeah.
That's what this big puddle of blood is right here. That I was standing here. Thank you, man. I hope she don't come through that door.
Well, at least you got better odds now. You know what I mean? Big ass sword.
I got a chance now.
Yeah, no shit. You do got a chance.
Yeah. So then I said, and at the time I was naked.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
nothing on. So I had to run over here to the, that's where all this blood is from here.
Yeah.
I ran over here.
To get some clothes.
Yeah, opened it up and grabbed me a pair of underwear.
Yeah.
The underwear, I put them on, then I came back to the door.
Yeah.
Over here.
Yeah.
And I said, Benji. And then I came to the door.
Yeah.
And I put my foot like this.
Yeah.
And I said, get out of here! And I opened the door and I looked and I didn't see nothing.
Yeah.
And then I looked like this, you know. I said, get out! Get out! And then I said,
how dark is it at this point?
Dark. It's pitch
completely
black,
wow.
No moon or nothing.
Shit.
So I come over here.
Yeah.
And I look around, you know, I look down here, I look like this all around.
Yeah.
And then that's it. I saw my van right there.
Yeah. So did you leave the sword here?
No, oh yes, I did. I left it, jumped in the van, drove down to the hospital.
Yeah.
You know, and I walked in, covered in blood, man, everywhere. You know, and they said,
dude, I saw, someone said that they saw you on the news in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's all over.
In Italy.
That's crazy,
yeah,
right?
Friends,
well, it's a famous place and you never hear about this shit.
Yeah,
you know, so that's awesome. Yeah. Shit, man. Damn. Shit, that swiped at you, man, just blam.
And he was ripping here at my chest.
Man, you got in a fight with a bear.
Got me here. Got me back here too.
Yeah.
He was ripping back there on both legs. He went all the way up on this one.
You guys were fucking scraping, man. Yeah. Well, with those sharp claws, you know, fuck.
And then he got me on this side too. See,
how many stitches did you get all together?
The stitch, you know what? This new world, they don't do the stitches like before.
Yeah.
They stitched up. I got about 16 stitches.
Yeah, but they use a lot of glue now.
No, the puncture wounds. They said they have to. Put water and, you know, solution in them to clean them out, and then they said leave them open. Yeah. They said because in the past they found that when you do a puncture wound like that, almost instantly gets infected. Right. Yeah. So they didn't want that.
Right. So they want to keep it open so you can keep it clean.
So now they're all drying up. They're all, you know, the bruises are starting to show up. You know, they said that's a good sign that everything is healing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good.